Are we there yet? That's a question you've probably heard or maybe even asked, especially if you've ever taken a road trip with kids. Are we there yet? Not just yet. Let's dive in.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 916, How to Use Yet in Conversations. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome back. Today, I've got something practical and conversational for you. Yet. Yet is just a three-letter word, but it's packed with meaning. It helps you talk about time, expectations, contrast, and even emphasis. And once you learn how to use yet naturally, your English is going to sound a whole lot more fluent. So today, let's look at some of the most common ways we use yet, and I'll show you how this tiny little word makes a big impact on everyday conversation. Let's get into it. One of the most common ways we use yet is in negative sentences, especially with the present perfect tense. When we say yet, in a negative sentence, we mean this thing hasn't happened up until now, but we expect it to happen. This usage is probably the most common one and generally the only one taught in schools, like, I haven't eaten dinner yet. This means I plan to eat, I just haven't done it up to now. Or, the train hasn't arrived yet. That means I'm waiting and I still expect it to come. Here's one I said just yesterday. Wow, Max hasn't gone outside yet. It was raining in the morning, so he was just chilling inside. But I still expected him to go out, eventually. Now, let's compare. Max hasn't gone outside. That sounds just like a fact, but Max hasn't gone outside yet. Now it sounds like I'm waiting for him to do it. See the difference? Yet adds that sense of expectation. Now, here's another super common use. We use yet in questions. We use yet in questions when we want to know if something has happened already, usually when we think it should have. Let's say you're waiting for a reply to an email. You might ask your coworker, did she respond yet? Or, have you finished your homework yet? Here's one I ask myself all the time. Did I feed Max yet? And don't worry, he always lets me know when he's hungry. Also, if someone's in the middle of doing something or if they're supposed to do something, yet helps us ask, has that thing happened already? It's a nice, soft way to check in. You're not demanding or pushing, you're just asking, has this thing happened yet? Now, here's a fun one. We use yet for emphasis, especially with superlative adjectives like best, worst, coldest, biggest, things like that. Let's say a new album just came out and it's really popular. You might hear it's their best album yet. That means the best so far, up until this point. I saw a movie recently that I really liked, and I told my friend, that's the best movie I've seen this year, maybe the best one yet. Or imagine it's freezing cold, like this morning. This is the coldest day yet. You're not just giving a weather report, you're using yet to say out of all the cold days so far, this one is the winner. It's kind of dramatic, and it's what makes it sound natural. Now, Let's look at another one you'll hear all the time in conversation. Not just yet. This phrase means not right now, but maybe soon. It's kind of like a gentle way to delay something. Like, let's say someone asks you, "Are you ready to go?" And you're still tying your shoes. You could say, "Not just yet. Give me one more minute." Or maybe your coworker pops by and asks, "Hey, can we talk about the report?" You can say, "Not just yet. I'm in the middle of something." Not just yet is polite, natural, and a great way to buy yourself a little time without sounding too direct. And here's a fun one. So close and yet so far. We use this when something feels just within reach but then slips away. Like, imagine you're playing a game and you almost win, but not quite. You can say, I was so close and yet so far. Or maybe you've been applying for jobs and you finally get an interview, but don't land the offer. So close and yet so far. It's a dramatic little phrase that captures the frustration of being almost there. And let's be honest, we've all been there, right? Finally, we've got a more advanced use of yet, and that's using it for contrast. You often hear it in sentences that start with "and yet," like, he studied all night, and yet he still failed the test. That means you expected a different result. It's surprising. Or, it was raining all day, and yet we still had a great time at the park. Here's one from a conversation I had recently. She said she wasn't hungry, and yet she ate the whole pizza. That's the power of yet. It shows contrast, surprise, or even irony. So let's recap. We use yet in negative sentences to show that something hasn't happened yet, but we expect it will. Like, I haven't finished my homework yet. We use yet in questions when we want to know if something has already happened. Have you eaten yet? We use yet for emphasis, especially with superlatives to say up till now. Like, that was her best performance yet. We use not just yet to mean not now, but soon. Like at the restaurant, you say to your friend, "Have you decided what to order?" "No, not just yet." We use so close and yet so far when something feels close, like it's almost going to happen, but it's not. I almost got that new job. Oh well, so close and yet so far. And we use yet to show contrast, especially with "and yet." That restaurant was expensive, and yet totally worth it. So, here's your challenge this week. Try listening for these uses of yet in conversations, movies, and music this week. You'll start to hear it everywhere, and when you do, try using it yourself. Say "not yet" instead of just "no," or ask a friend, "Have you finished that book yet?" It's small changes like this that make your English sound smoother and more natural. And hey, if you want to go deeper and practice the grammar and expressions from this episode, come join my Podcast Learners Study Group. We meet once a week to go over the language from these podcast lessons together. Just click the link where you're listening to this podcast right now, or visit myhappyenglish.com and choose episode 916 for more info. Thanks for listening, and remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible, and I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.